Hey, this is Dan with Better Thinking, Better Living coming to you today on this gorgeous sunny Florida afternoon. It's Saturday. I should be outside, but I have a really good reason why I'm not. See, I was rooting for my country today. That's right, I'm patriotic. The United States took on England in the first game of the World Cup, and it ended in a 1-1 draw, which stumps the experts because everybody was predicting a blowout by England over the United States. These guys rallied, they played a tough game, played a hard game. The English play a very physical game, and I must say to the United States team, well done. And I'm looking forward to seeing more victories in the World Cup finals. I want to talk to you today about decisions. Now, I live in the Melbourne, Florida area. Melbourne is a city that is situated about 45-50 miles east of Orlando, right on the Atlantic coast, halfway between Jacksonville and Miami. And there's Melbourne right there in the middle. And in the city of Melbourne, you may have heard of it through the Discovery Channel, the Learning Channel. If you've ever been familiar with Billy Lane, then you've probably heard of Melbourne, Florida. Billy Lane established a custom chopper shop here in Melbourne, building custom motorcycles for people, became very famous, did 2 books, numerous television appearances. Billy's career was skyrocketing to the top. I mean, the guy was golden, but he had a few little problems that he needed to work through. Number one, he had an alcohol problem. In North Carolina in 2006, he was involved with a DUI, got his license suspended, was not supposed to be driving, and instead of following the rules, he decides that he's going to continue to drive. Not only is he going to continue to drive, he's going to continue to drink and drive. So sometime in 2006, Billy was coming down scenic highway A1A along the coast, and he was drinking. His blood alcohol content was twice the legal limit for here in Florida. He passes a number of cars on a double yellow and hits a man on a motor scooter on the other side, head on. Kills the man. The man's injuries were so bad that it killed him upon impact, totaled the car. Now Billy Lane finds himself in prison today for vehicular homicide. It's sad because here was a man whose career was going somewhere. He was an influence. He was touching people. He had connections. He had everything going for him, but he made a decision one day to get into a truck, to drive that truck with a suspended driver's license, with a blood alcohol content that was twice the legal limit. He decides to pass on a double yellow, and he strikes head on a man on a motor scooter. You see, we have the power to choose whatever we do. Now, there's some people out there that feel like their life is just where it is, and that's the way it's supposed to be, and the universe has made everything happen just as it's supposed to be. I call that the loser mentality, because these people live their lives at the whim of whatever comes. The fact is, you are a free moral agent. You have a will, and you're free to choose to do anything you want to do. You have the power to make any decision that you want to make. Your life is not defined by the stars. It's not defined by the will of the gods. Your life is determined by the decisions that you make. You hold your life in your hands. You can't blame God, you can't blame mom, you can't blame the stars or your zodiac sign for where your life is. Your life is right where it is today because of the choices you made. Now, Billy finds himself in prison today because of bad decisions. Bad decisions. You're free to make any choice that you want, yes. But here's a fact. Though you can make any choice you want, you're free to choose anything you want, you are not free to choose the consequences of your actions. See, our actions act as seeds, and you take an apple seed and you plant it in the ground, it produces an apple tree. Not only does it produce an apple tree, but it also produces a number of apples, and inside of each of those apples is a number of seeds. So the far-reaching effects of our decision is like that. It's one little seed planted in the ground, produces this tree with hundreds of apples with thousands of seeds. And when people's lives get messed up, they say, I didn't know it was going to get this bad. Your actions act as seeds, and the harvest always comes back more compounded than the seed that was sown. You can choose to do anything you want, but you're not free to choose the consequences. So if you do something bad and it comes back good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, guess what? That's because of the power of that seed. Now, how do you get your life untangled? How do you get your life unmessed up? How do you get your life back on track after you've sown all these bad seeds and you're reaping this compounded harvest of bad in your life? How do you get everything back on track? It's simple. You simply start making better choices, because the same principle works for our good choices as it does for our bad choices. You start making good decisions and you start making good choices, then good things start happening in your life in a compounded way. A few at first, but over time, the more good choices and better decisions that you make, the more good and better things come back to you. So if you find yourself, your life, messed up today, remember, your decisions put you there. And the only way to get out from where you are today is to start making decisions right now for a better future. Your life can change with one decision. With one decision, you can change your life. That's better thinking, better living. And this is Dan saying, I got to get outside because it's just too pretty out there to stay in here any longer. God bless you. You have a great day.